Okay, glad everybody's here. Welcome. So, this is from Loving What Is. To put the work into action, begin with the voice inside you that's telling you what we should do. Realize that it's actually telling you what to do. When it says, he should pick up the socks, listen to the turnaround. I should pick up the socks and just do it. Stay in the flow that's effortless and unending. Pick them up until you love it because it's your truth. And know that the only important house to clean is your mind. There's no peace in the world until you find peace within yourself in this moment. Live these turnarounds if you want to be free. That's what Jesus did. That's what Buddha did. That's what all the famous great ones have done, and all the unknown great ones who are just living it in their homes and communities happily and in peace. All right, so a little bit of peace in ourselves in this moment. So, the way we do it at the beginning is just notice a situation that has disturbed you. You know, when you've experienced it and the stress rises, whoosh, comes up. That almost happens, it does for many before you even feel the stress, right before you think the thought, you feel the stress. Just as you are aware of that moment, see if you can identify, if you put it into words, what is uncomfortable over there? What's the crime? What is it that you don't like that just happened? It's the most simple words. Yes, anyone can use the chat who wants to put it in the chat. And you can also just say it out loud. So, Lila says, I don't make enough money. Yes, that's perfect. Yes, Cindy V.
Hi, everyone. I don't know how to phrase this, but I am supposed to have a lumpectomy on Wednesday, which I want to get done. And it turns out I have COVID. And I just found out yesterday.
Goodness.
Kind of a surprise. I feel really good, actually. It's happened a week ago. So I've been sick, but not horrible, but sick, anyway, I have COVID.
Mhm.
And I don't know what to do. I mean, I have the nurse navigator for this operation is out of town until Monday, so there's nothing much I can do.
Mhm.
But what I want to do is allow just this
Mm.
is happening. Um,
Yeah, great.
what would my thought be? What would my
I like, thinking about this quote. If um, begin with the voice inside you that's telling you what we should do, and it doesn't have to be people, and maybe it's the disease, it should go away.
yeah, it should go away.
Yes.
It should go away.
Yes.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, just stay with that. That's good. Larry.
Well, do I go with I'm really pissed off because I'm losing hair,
Mm.
or to be happy, I need Carol to be healthy?
Oh gosh.
So is it my hair or my wife? I'm trying to
Right.
decide. She woke up this morning, she has a stomach ache, and whenever she's not feeling well, I'm like, oh my God, this is a harbinger of something horrible,
Hmm.
much worse.
Right,
So
right.
I think it's to be happy, I need her to be healthy.
Okay,
I've
good.
worked on that many times. Here it comes back again.
Yes, yes. And just notice it being like you know, that here comes the thought, here comes the thought again, and it's all right. Like I don't know, however many time it takes, like to do, just seeing that the mind just produces this thought, it looks like, oh my gosh, and you kind of see, yeah, who knows when you'll see something, you already have seen things different. It's okay. Yeah. Don't just notice the judgment. I've already done this thought. I've worked it a bunch of times. I shouldn't even have it again, whatever. So, but there it
Well,
is.
maybe that's it too.
Yes.
Well, no, I'll stick with to be happy. I'll
Yes.
book another time on with
Yeah.
all. Okay.
Yeah. And just see all those that come after, it's like, oh, I need her to be healthy. Oh God, I've already saw that. Da, da, da. Here it is. Da, 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 and just stay with it. It's great. Yeah. No problem. Cindy P.
Yeah, hi, Cindy from
Hello. Good to
Virginia.
see
Good to be
you.
back. Yeah, good to see you too. Nice to see
Yeah.
familiar faces and new faces. So, um, about 2 months ago, my daughter was diagnosed with cervical and uterine cancer, and she
Mm,
had surgery, hysterectomy last Wednesday, a week ago. And so, I was fine with it. I mean, not fine, but I was navigating all the feelings and everything until I went to go visit her on the oncology unit after surgery. And when I saw the word oncology, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, she
mm,
should not have cancer. I mean, that was the obsessive thought that still rings true. She should not have
yes.
cancer.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Good. Okay. So Carrie says, something in me is stopping me from living my dream. Good one. Something in me is stopping me from living my dream. All right. And Lori, my sons should be listening to and using and practicing this regulated self program. Yeah, they should be doing that. All right. And and Lila says, thanks, Larry. I deliberately opted not to use my thoughts about my son again. Yes. All right. Lori, yes.
So I loved what you start the meditation. To put the work into action, start with the voice inside you about others.
Yes.
No, it's advice to you. They should pick up the socks. So whenever I'm listening to this really good program, right, I'm always like, my sons have to hear this."
Yes. Right. Isn't that good? And
Yeah.
it's all right. It's like, I want to share. Oh my God, this is amazing. But but it's funny.
And yet I'm maybe not using it or
Sure.
practicing it, but I want
Yeah.
them to. I want
Yes.
them to listen, use, and practice.
Sure.
Me, I
Yeah.
can I
Yes.
can wing it.
Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. Anyone else want to share a stressful thought and what you're going to do? I mean, so is just find your own, and you can almost write it down right in front of you, or just hold it so that, it's funny as we all are doing the work, even when it's only you with another person doing the work, I find the person who's helping facilitate you can like repeat back your thought, because sometimes it's the way the mind is like, wait, what am I working on? What am I doing? It just goes flying all around all over the place if you have a mind like mine, you know? So you just hold it. I'm coming back to this is what I'm looking at here. I really have been telling the voice inside me that's telling me life how it should be. And I want to look at that. So a voice inside you that's telling you what we should do or what life should do. Realize that it's actually telling you what to do. So hold that thought. All right. So see your situation. Notice the feeling inside of stress. And now answer the question, is this thought true? First question, is this true? Is it true for you? Lila says, well, no, but also yes. I love that we get a yes, you know? Yeah, Cindy B.
No, because allowing something and not
Mm.
arguing with reality. You know, COVID is COVID. Uh, it'll take its own course. We'll see what happens. But it's the anxiety around it that will actually probably keep it going.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, sure.
And
Yeah,
I feel good. So it's not like I'm suffering.
yeah, yeah. Good one. Good to notice.
No.
Yes, you're right. There it is. It's a happening. It's great. Okay, Carrie says, yes. I think it's true. Not sure. Okay. And Leela says, everybody's still alive and fed and housed and whatnot, but looks at credit cards. Yeah. Yes. So it looks like survival is underway. It's not dangerous. And yet, this thought, I don't make enough money because I'm looking at the debt. It's okay. Stay right there. I love that we get the second question. Can you absolutely know this is true? Your thought. Can you absolutely know that?
Well, no, because I need her to be healthy, to be happy.
Hmm.
And when she's well, it's not like I'm jubilant, I'm
Hmm.
actually just waiting for the next round of not well.
Uh, and also, you might forget about her for a moment and actually be happy about something for a second too, right? You know,
No,
like it go.
not a chance. No, yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so it's like, they're not totally related.
right.
It's good. Even just like the littlest crack of something in there. And Carrie says, okay, so Carrie, your thought is something in me is stopping me from living my dream. Is it absolutely true? Kind of no. It's not clear yet. Even that, like, I'm not sure. So, seems like something's stopping me from living my dream, but I don't really know. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cindy P says no, not true. How'd you find your no there, Cindy?
I think when you said, I stopped telling life what to do, I'm
Yeah.
outside my hula hoop because I don't get to choose what
Yeah.
happens. So,
Yeah.
no, it's not true. My quote, my daughter should not have cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, but,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes. Which is okay. I like that distinction is it's not asking us to like everything. I mean, sometimes you take loving what is. Oh, that means I'm having, I don't know, I don't have any change of emotion or thoughts that scare me or anything like that. Yeah. So it's I know we'll interpret it in a certain way. Yeah. But what's the reality? I like that question. What is the reality of what's happening? So, Patty.
Kind of have a question. Like, I wrote down something I know that it's a no.
Huh.
So, but I still feel it. I
Yeah.
know it's a no. I know life is going to do what it's going to do.
Yeah.
I still have those feelings.
Yes.
And that always,
Yeah.
why do I do that?
Yeah. I think, you know, I sometimes like that's when there's this part of us, or it's like something in the nervous system or whatever that's just, it can reflect on something, can step back quickly and see everything and know it's not true. But this part and just being with that one.
Even with that part that doesn't want it to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
Okay.
human and, yeah, like, oh, rats.
I think that's kind of the way
Yeah,
it is right
yeah,
there.
really, I sometimes, I mean, this is
Again,
yeah, right. Really? God, yeah, that's there too, of course, and then like the little expectation that they might see, can't we just zip right away to, oh, great, or whatever. Anyway, just having,
so going through it is
yeah,
might help me see what I'm holding on to.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a good way to think of it. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, thanks.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so what happens when you believe this thought? All kinds of thoughts come through. We believe this thought. How do you react? How do you react? Notice the images that come to mind. The meaning you're putting on this. This means what it means about me, what it means about other people or life. Notice all the things that happen, the emotions that run inside. How do you react? Ah, Lori.
Wow. So when how do I react when I believe that they should use and practice this regulated self program?
Hmm.
Well, I'm frantic for them to listen, to use, and um, change their life, and that they can have less, so that if they can suffer less, if they're okay, I'm okay. If they're not suffering, I'm not suffering. And then I realized it's kind of like I didn't have alcoholic parents, but I think if you live in a household that's, um, if, so the power, well, I'll back up. So the power or the state lies in them, not in me. When I was 8, I was dumped by my BBF. Um,
Mhm.
or BFF, whatever it's called.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's like they're the deciders. They get to decide how this is going to go down. They
Mhm.
decide which affects my life. They make the decisions for me. So this means I'm beholden to others' whims and behaviors and moods.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really want them to be very, I want them, well, I love them, my sons, but I want everyone in my life and around me to be super regulated selves and super mature and super every loving or helpful or everybody is, if they're good, then whew, then I can be good. And I just flashed this image how it must be for children in a very chaotic household to feel like their whole safety and security is dependent absolutely on the behavior states and moods of everybody around them.
Mm.
So so that's how I react, as if my safety and security is dependent on my happiness is dependent on my son's happiness.
Yeah.
My well-being is dependent on my son's well-being. My life is dependent on how well they're doing. So I want them to listen, use, and practice this regulated self program, and it's an imperative.
Yeah.
How do I react? How do I react? It's an imperative.
Mm. So good. You can see it in other people's situations too. You know, you see those other people who are doing whatever they do or suffering or whatever. It's just, it has to happen. They must change. That's got to be different. This, yeah, it's imperative. All right. Leela says, I freeze when I believe I don't have enough money. I don't make enough money. My shoulders tense. A cascade of other lack and scarcity thoughts start. I feel inadequate and helpless. I feel exhausted. Part of me feels validated that I'm unsupported, under-resourced. I loop a not enough pattern. Isn't that good to see? Yeah. I feel scrambly, like I have to make more money right now. Yeah. So like from hopeless to like, get on here, quick, go, let's go. You know, like stress from looking at numbers. You know, it's just human being looking at numbers. Kaboom. I totally get it. I remember being there. Yeah. All right. Cindy P.
You know, when I saw the oncology sign on the surgical unit, I definitely remembered and identified and almost anticipated this coming up in our talk today is, you know, like I felt panic and fear and I was scared. It literally took my breath away. But what came up for me today, which is different, is I lost myself. Like I lost my connection to my compassion that I know I am. I know I can show up for my daughter, but I remember the self-talk of pull it together, pull it together. You're going in to see L'Oreal, you know you've got to like put on a strong face, you know, like I totally just lost connection with who I am as a person. So that's eye-opening for me. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. Cindy V.
Gosh, Cindy, thank you for that. Wow. That's profound what you just said. So when I have this thought, it should go away. And it's not just COVID. I mean, I'm now thinking, well, that should go away. That should go away. It's not just one thing. But anyway, I'm going to go with COVID right now. I get tense. I try to come up with a plan B, like, okay, when can I get the surgery? Again, she's booked. I feel demanding and in control. And then there's this realization, there's really nothing I can do. This is argue with reality and you lose. This is my situation. It'll maybe change, it will change. I won't have COVID forever.
Mm-hmm.
I won't even have it tomorrow. I have it. There's something about not knowing,
Mm,
and I need to stay in the allowing, not
mm,
mind.
yeah.
Uh,
What a powerful thing to notice. There's something about not knowing that I don't like, that something gets is really revved up about it.
I love to be in control,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good underlying belief. I'm in control.
And then life.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is it true?
That is not true.
Yes. Larry.
Yeah, I'm in control and I'm not. That's the frustration.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going back to that moment. I walked just this morning. I walk in the door. Carol's in a chair. I have a stomach ache. That's what
Mm-hmm.
she says to me. And I go immediately into like this problem solving mode. I got to do something here. I must be able to do something here.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some things I can do, but I don't know. I should want to do something.
Uh,
I mean,
yeah.
but
Sure.
I must do something.
Mm-hmm.
I must do something. I must, and I'm not in control, but I must do something.
Yes.
Something
Yes.
that can be done to solve this now. What is that? And Carol's completely calm. She's not worried or she's just calm.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's it. I must do something.
Ah,
Now,
very,
why do I go there? Like there's a payoff, right? There's got to be a benefit to me or an
yes.
advantage that I see for
Yeah.
thinking that way. I don't know what it is, but there's something there. I must do something. There's a problem.
Yeah.
I got to solve it. Even if facilitation of people in the work,
Mm-hmm.
they have a problem. I must solve it. It's not quite that, but it's like
Yeah.
there's a problem. I got to solve it. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
death, which can't be solved.
Yes. But that's what a great thing to see that doing becomes such a strong interest, like it's just focused on there is something I can do and I must do it. I'm going to figure out what it is. Um, because there can be some inspirational things in life that seem to occur that way. Somebody does it and I don't know, whatever they,
Yeah, overcomes adversity and
yeah, yes.
make a movie about the
Yes,
person.
right. Right.
I don't think there'll be a movie about Carol's stomach ache. I don't
Yeah.
think. And
Right.
my heroic efforts,
Yes.
your stomach ache.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it just, yeah. I mean, just great thing to notice this thing of like so wanting to have some kind of agency, I need to do and take action. And even though life is full of things moving in action, but I have to do something, even if I
Maybe
don't
it's
know what it
kind
is.
of like what Cindy's saying about control. Maybe there's,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
damn, here's another thing I can't. And one more example of something I can do nothing about. It just,
Yes. Yes. And I want to be able to assert, okay, it's just good to notice with the thought. And Leela agrees. I must be able to do something here. Future thought for me to question. Yeah, I have to do something. Okay. So I loved Larry's question. This sometimes can be very useful when we're thinking about how we react and what happens when we believe a thought, is if there is a payoff. if there's something beneficial about this thought, even though it's stressful. Is there something in me that is anxious about not having the thought? Like I said, oh, I don't know if I don't like, if I don't know about not having the thought. I want to have the thought. It'd be worse if I didn't have this terrible thought. So just notice that.
As you're speaking, Grace, it occurred to me when someone's sick, um, I'm really loving. This is proof of how loving I am,
Ah, great.
versus,
Hmm.
did I really say that to Carol last night? Did I say that really? And she got upset about that. And it's not a
Ah,
loving thing to say, but when she's sick, there's this, I wonder if this is it. It's just,
ah,
see how loving I am?
yeah.
And because if I just walked in and said, you have a stomach ache. Oh, good. Well, I got a call at 8 o'clock my time. Take care of it, will you? And be done with it when I get off the call. So I don't, I mean, I would, I'm
Yes.
wondering if something like that, see how loving I am.
Mm-hmm. That's great, you know? Yeah, that somehow like connects to my identity, an identity I like, because it does feel like maybe there's love there and attention. But yeah, I yeah, what is it? What is it? Okay, Sharon says payoff. I won't have to adult with this thought. I won't have to go to my managers and have a difficult conversation. I won't have to experience unpleasant feelings and risk their disapproval. I won't have to risk I will react in an unprofessional way. Very good. That's so great to see. Yeah. If I keep this thought, helps me, some part of me thinks that I will be safer. I won't have to risk. Patty.
Well, my thought is he shouldn't get back with her. He has married her several times, divorced her several times, and now he's back in a relationship with her.
Uh,
And I kind of think the thought makes me feel right or righteous.
uh-huh.
Like I know better
Ah, very
or
good.
something crazy like that.
Yes.
But it also has with this thought, then I'm not as open with him. I blame him, but the truth
Mhm.
of the matter is I'm not as open with him either because now he's doing something I don't think he should be doing.
Ah,
I've
yeah.
got an attitude and I'm blaming him for my attitude.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
I can see it. And in the past, when he gets with her, I feel abandoned and hurt. And,
Oh,
you
uh-huh.
know, it's like it's like he goes, it's a drug in my book.
Ah,
See
sure.
how I'm, what do you call that? I'm judging. See how judgy I am?
Sure. Yes.
If this is his path, why don't I just love him through it?
Ah, sure.
But somehow it's like I want to put my foot down. I'm right.
Ah, yes. Yes. Which is great to notice. It's like seeing, and that there has been suffering. It looks like there's been suffering that you've witnessed for
Yes.
yourself and maybe for
And
him.
for him.
Yes.
Yes.
And so
But
you,
if
yeah.
I love him, I just love him well, it's happening, whether I'm suffering or not. I
Uh-huh.
just love him.
Yes.
And
Yes.
my mind, this mind inside that says, oh no,
Yes.
get
Right.
in, get in control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. There they are doing what they do, experiencing what they experience. And yeah, what am what what does it mean for me? And it doesn't mean it doesn't mean, you might be right, you know. And it's still like, yeah, do I close my heart? Close my heart. Okay, Leela says, I'm struggling to find payoffs because it seems objectively true. That might be so. That's okay. You know, I mean, if you have to work super hard at finding the answer to something, I mean, it's just interesting. Let it hang out there and maybe nothing comes to mind. That's fine. Lori.
So, if my core belief, very ingrained, very deep, very automatic, is that I'll be safer if they practice the program, then the payoff would be that my core belief is right. It's
Mm,
absolutely right. So to question, and hasn't proved to be right so far, but gosh darn it.
but maybe this time.
Maybe this time. That's right. One more time.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Carrie.
For me, I was working with there's something in me that's blocking me, that's stopping me from living my dream.
Yeah.
Um, and and the payoff is kind of weird
Hmm.
because if I believe that there's a block and that block is in me, then that really stops me in my dream that I'm speaking about is this project that involves connecting with people, but it stops me from doing that because it's in me and it's a problem. So I isolate and I try to fix it or figure it out or just feel bad about it being there, that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and because there's this fear of exposing myself and messing up and exposing myself.
Yes.
But if that's the way of it, of seeing something and letting it dissolve, then yes, but actually the payoff doesn't work. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? It doesn't make the block go away. It actually ensures that it is going to be permanently there.
Yeah.
Whatever that block is, it's some amorphous, mystery,
Yeah.
just icky feeling. It's not, there's nothing, specific that I could put on a to-do list and sort out.
Yes.
So it's just this weird amorphous icky
Yes.
that's in the way. So
Yeah. Isn't that good to
yeah,
notice? But but at least I know it's something's there and I can keep hunting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't, that'd be terrible. It'd be worse if I just gave up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Better to suffer with it till,
Yes. And just
the end
keep
of time.
trying.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well,
Good. That's a good one. It's a good
yeah,
one.
thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So powerful, right? To see everything that happens here and just noticing stressful. So, fourth question, who would you be without this thought, without believing this thought? So, simply noticing, just pause a moment in that situation, see it in your mind's eye. What if you didn't believe this? And just notice what it's like, what the energy's like between you and whatever it is you're looking at, whether it's a block or an illness or a condition or a person. And if you didn't believe that thought, Cindy V.
I think what most of this comes down to is not being in control and just
Ah,
really catching on to that in so many different situations.
mm-hmm.
So without the thought, of it should go away, I would be more relaxed. I'd read my book today. Go, well, what the hell? Just read a good book, stay in bed, have a good time, or go out a little bit if I want to. But
Yeah.
yeah, just the pressure's off.
Yes.
And there's an allowing and really understand that I'm not in control. I always go to plan B. And if plan B is a little bit, I go to I want to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thought. I want to be in control.
Yeah.
And um, yeah,
Such a good one. Yeah.
yeah,
Such a good one. I
yeah,
want to be in control.
yeah,
Yeah. And then just noticing that, and even like without that thought too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's kind of nice not being in control. I mean, what's wrong with reading a good book today?
Yeah.
That sounds
Right.
kind of fun, actually. Yeah,
Yeah. Great. Isn't that
yeah.
cool? It's kind of moving into the turnarounds, kind of does that. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Without your belief, and you're still aware of this thing that's happening. Sometimes you can just move all the way out of the belief and like just be in this moment right here. But then come back to the thing that sort of sparked it all, that fired it up, that moved it, and see, and if I didn't believe it there, who are you? And what's the energy like between you and this thing that you're looking at? Money, illness, person, Patty.
What I immediately notice is that my heart stays open, and
Yeah.
I'm right there with him as he processes whatever is happening with him. And uh, it it's sort of the same thing that Cindy and a few others are saying. It's like I don't have control. So just like putting the sentence down or having this thought somehow makes me feel like I have some kind of judgment control. And without it, it's just like being there in the don't know mind and allowing it and being glad that he's in my life, no matter how it
I
is.
know. Yeah.
So it's much more pleasant without the thought.
Yes. Yeah. Like what you mentioned, it's interesting with, just noticing that whatever we're calling judgment, like the desire to know what's right or wrong, or good or bad, or better or worse. Like, oh, I just love knowing that. Okay, because then I got a path. Then I know what to do. Yeah. And that's all right that is in there, like what work, but really like Byron Katie's words of what works and what doesn't work. Just being aware of that. So Leela says, I'd be peaceful, optimistic, bolder, energized, in expectant action, relaxed. Ooh, it's very nice. Cindy P.
Yeah, I think no, I think I would feel all of those same things that have been mentioned, but additionally true, I would like put my hand on my heart and say this is hard, to create space for feeling uncomfortable
Yeah.
and feeling scared, rather than pushing it away to just allow all of that to come in as part of this situation or this reality of what's happening. Because I
Mm-hmm.
really want to get to a place of acceptance, and what that means is just creating creating a safe, no, that's not the right word, but creating space for all of that to equally be true. So
Yes. Yeah. Well, like,
being okay with not being okay,
yes. Yes.
that's possible.
And there is kind of a safety to that, like a non-rejection. Yeah. Even for some reason I thought of and even this great story of Jesus saying, like, oh, like there's this in the in the story of it, it's, do I have to go, really? It's going to be on a cross, I'm going to be nailed. Like I don't want to. I mean, just that there's that something that happens. I'm putting it so mildly because, it's such a, and then something it becomes where it is okay. Forgiveness. Lori.
So the without the belief or that energy, noticing the energy between me and this belief that um, my safety, wanting them to make the world safe for me, this noticing it, it's like meeting that. So the belief is going on, okay, the belief is there, but meeting it with this other understanding that, well, and maybe and noticing that actually my safety comes from other things and areas and with
Hmm.
from me too, not from them. So without the belief, it's kind of meeting it with this more 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 real
Hmm.
more reality. Maybe it's
Ah.
kind of bringing in a little bit more reality to this belief and
Hmm.
sort of embracing it. So the energy then becomes not so frantic, not so it has to be this way. It becomes a little bit more of a relaxed. It's relaxing it. It's
Ah.
relaxing it. It's embracing it. It's calming it. It's giving me some safety actually. By meeting it with more reality, it's actually
Oh, that's so
gi-
sweet. Yeah.
giving me those safer feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. Not so dependent on this thing happening at all. It's like seeing it's okay if it doesn't happen, even though I like it and the thought was there and, it's maybe got some kind of good intention, but it's not necessary.
And
Yeah.
it's being met with something else than just the belief all by itself. Yeah.
Mm. Yes. Lovely. Larry.
Well, it's a combination of what people have said as I've been listening, but it's like it's a stomach ache.
Mm.
You know, they're not nailing me to the cross.
Yes.
Stomach ache, and not catastrophizing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Nice.
often live like, well, what fresh hell is this?
Yes.
What comes
Right.
next? It's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's I'm just there. I'm just present. You know, people talked about with an open heart, with accept. I mean, just
Yeah.
it's a stomach ache.
Yeah. 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 It's so sweet. It's like just yeah, of course things come along and they're favorable, they're unfavorable, they're good, they're doing what they do. I'm not blind or unaware. And in this case, minor, just realistic.
Yeah, without a bad worrying that. Well,
Yeah.
Grace, this is not minor. Okay,
Yeah. Right.
this is leading to something.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So let's find turnaround. So just find the complete opposite of your thought. And it's not to make yourself force the mind into thinking the opposite. It's actually turning it around, turning it over, turning it upside down in order to see if there's anything there. Can I find examples of how that's just as true or truer? And Sharon says, instead of adulting with dread, without the thought, I see me adulting with pleasure, calm, grounded, head held high, smile on my face, caring for me, caring for the organization. I meet all that comes at me with compassion, wisdom, and grace. I stay grounded and secure. It's lovely. Lovely. All those things available. All those things a part of you. Cindy V.
Cindy V. It said, my thought was it should go away. It shouldn't go away. I get to learn about allowing, really relax into allowing.
Wow.
And I get to read a good book today. I get to watch life unfold.
Ah,
And the good part is I'm not feeling sick at all. I feel great, actually. I could even go to aqua aerobics today, but I won't. But to just relax and not this, I have this pushing personality, like, do this, do that. And just get to just be,
lovely.
see what happens.
Yes. Isn't that great to just notice the benefit of that?
Yeah.
Just seeing, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, great. Okay, Leela, I do make enough money to pay my rent, put some dollars in savings every month, to feed my broke ass roommates, aka my children. I love that. Oh, so good. Yes. It's very powerful to notice in this moment, I am safe. There's enough. And still look and see, just whatever other thoughts, that I like the idea of extra or abundance or something, and like squirrels, they squirrel it away. That's okay. Like I like that. And so just noticing I like that and there's nothing wrong with this moment where it is now. Cindy P.
Yeah, I really came into this thinking I wouldn't find a turnaround, and I think I did. So you have to let me know if this is kind of the route I went through. My thought was my daughter shouldn't have cancer, so I went opposite. She should have cancer, didn't feel right. I should have cancer, didn't feel right. I should not have cancer. This is not right. But then when I heard Larry say it's just a stomach ache, the turnaround is she has cancer, hard stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's I don't know if that's a turnaround or not, but that's the
Yeah.
truth, right? And my
Yes.
goal is to get to acceptance, and I can go from that space
Mm-hmm.
to showing up in a way that my
Yes,
best self to show up. So
absolutely. It's like
I was
the way I
surprised.
see, yes. The way I see those, it's like she should because she does. It's like it looks like she should have cancer because she does have cancer. So there's no like, and the turnaround is my thinking shouldn't have cancer. What's cancer? Overgrowth, fast moving, abundance of thought about one thing. I don't know, like whatever, it's sort of cancerous and taking over something else. And it did it for a second. And that's all right. And then I don't want it to stay, like oncology and then have it and noticing even that it didn't. It's like something did just walk you into so that's already it's noticing and making an impression and then moving like a river on. And so it's okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. Patty.
Well, I got he should get back with her because he is.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's his path and his awakening, and it's not my path.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also teaching me a whole lot. And the one I really love is I shouldn't get back with my thinking
Oh, yeah.
because my thinking, stressful thinking, is not reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it's thinking that not the situation that's making this stressful for me.
Well,
Because whether he gets back with her or not, so what? If my heart stays open and I'm loving, then it really doesn't matter what's going on with him. I'm
yeah.
just there and I'm loving.
Yes.
And then my last one, she shouldn't get back with him. I didn't like that. The opposite. Like he shouldn't get back with her and she shouldn't get. I didn't like that, so I'm not doing
Mm. Right. Yes, that's okay. Sometimes they get really, like then you're over, I don't know, there's somebody else's business over there and you kind of don't
Well,
even know, or yeah.
right. So
Yeah. If it doesn't
thank
fit, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Larry.
Yeah, as you were talking to Cindy, and then yeah, Cindy, yes, and then I mean, the metaphor of illness, cancer, oncology, stomach
Yeah.
ache,
Yeah.
health.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't need Carol to be healthy.
Hmm.
I got the other turnarounds. I need me to be healthy. My thinking needs to be healthy. I don't
Yeah.
need Carol to be healthy.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't
just start
need,
with the most simple things like I don't need her to be healthy to continue breathing, you know, to be alive in this moment, to have my heartbeat, to be in this room with her in the moment. Mhm.
and then health. What is health? What is
Yeah,
just, yeah,
right,
all that's true, what you said. That's right.
right.
And then, I mean, how do I know she's not healthy?
There you go. Isn't that great? Right. This word healthy. I'm,
Good question. Is that not
yeah.
great? I don't know.
I'm deciding if it's healthy or not.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's funny. It does occur to me like even the most healthy person is going to die.
You say that with such
I know.
flair. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
so excited.
Like, it's just like that. Maybe that is health. There's
You
going to
mean
be
death or what? What are you saying?
yeah, like a sort of an arc of a human being, is you have an arc and we'll think, well, the best arc is if it goes till 100, or maybe we can figure out how not to die or whatever, right? There's a bunch of people trying to do that. But it's like, but what if I would be missing something if I figure out how not to die? And like I don't know really. So the arc of a human life is to start out this little baby and then go shh. And even if you're healthy the whole time, at the end, there's an end. There's always a movement, you know. Yeah. So who knows? It's just things are always moving, and you're being moved and changed.
Yeah, what is health?
Yeah.
Is health better than illness? I mean,
Yeah.
it's silly in some ways to even ask that question,
Right.
but it's a question. What is? Suppose there were no, there were no judgment one way or another.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I don't know, you think might have been Cindy, somebody, one of the Cindys.
Hmm. Yes. I mean, it is interesting how our minds will, and so natural. I mean, I could see it too, like that it looks like the best stories if you're born and you live this whole long life till you're like 100 years old or something, and um, but we have such judgment as if you're 50 or if you're 10, it's so terrible. But kind of, and of course, it's like this heartbreaking. I mean, just we're not in any way denying that, but it's like to lean back behind that and say, how do I know as a human I'm deciding what the best way and the worst way is or whatever? I mean, I have a good, this is good and this is bad. And it could be that if you're 10 and you die, I don't know, but you could find out, you could just consider the benefits of that.
Well, I'm willing to consider it's all for me.
Ah,
After 3 years of doing the
uh-huh.
work, I'm
Yes.
sort of kind of maybe on
Whoa.
the edge.
I don't know, Larry. Wow.
But
Yeah, yeah. And just
Carol
be,
doesn't need to be, I don't need Carol to be healthy. I'm going to go with
yes,
that.
right. And you just, I love you mentioned that. It's just like a let it hang out there and just see if a turnaround shows up, that it's okay. And okay, Leela says, money doesn't make enough of me. I don't make enough money. Money doesn't make enough of me. Very interesting. It definitely removes stress, but I'm not sure what it means. Right. I don't know. I first just see like this interesting sort of neutrality, like you're both just doing your thing. Money's doing its thing, you're doing your thing. It's just being itself. It's in everybody's pocket, even a person who is a murderer. I don't know what like it's all over the place. It's laying on the ground and nobody cares, right? So
May
it's
I offer something here?
yeah,
Would be okay.
yeah.
It's- That's a brilliant turnaround. I think money does not make enough of me. That's absolutely correct.
Hmm,
In other words, it doesn't contribute anything
hmm.
to me, to me being enough. I mean, that's the way I'm hearing it anyway. Because I have the same thing.
Yeah. That's great.
Is there anybody on the call that has enough money? Who raise your hand? In the world,
Right,
Elon Musk have enough money,
right, right.
but none of that is contributing to me. Enough
Yeah,
of me in my
that's
mind.
lovely. Yeah, right. Yeah, if I suddenly had a bazillion dollars, I might feel excited, but would it do anything to this organism that I am? Very interesting. It's good. And Leela says, I want a good life so that I want to stay in it. I definitely held the point of view that my brother, who died at 3 weeks, left us and was mad at him, like any good big sister would be. Yeah, right. Who knows? I've had that thought too, with somebody that moves on for whatever reason, but I could find advantages. They never had to go to college. They never had to feel like there's not enough money. They never had to be in debt. I don't know. You know, they never had to suffer. There's lots of suffering that didn't happen.
Yeah, I was definitely sadder for my mother, who was 19 and had just had her tubes tied. So that was the end of making humans for her. And her 3 week old baby just didn't wake up. But it was more my hilarious dark humor about like my kid left me here alone with this lady. More than like, oh, poor him. I was more like, oh, how dare he get out and I can't.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Yes. Mm. I love the way our minds travel, isn't it? Yeah. It's great. And Leela, you also wrote, I'm wondering what enough is, which is, wow, right? Don't even know. And I'm worried about this thing. And I'm not even sure what it is.
I mean,
Amazing.
that's so right. Enough hair.
Right.
I mean, that's exactly right. What
Yeah.
is enough?
Yeah. Enough health. Yeah. So, just these different turnarounds, turned around to the opposite, turned around to myself, my own thinking, and just trying them on and finding examples just to see and play with it. My sons should be listening to the program. I should be listening to the program. They should not be. And actually finding examples for why they shouldn't be. So just simple, just noticing. So back to Katie. To put the work into action, begin with the voice inside you that's telling you what we should do. And you can put what life should do, what the illnesses should do and what money should do and what everything should do. Realize that that voice is actually telling you what to do. When it says he should pick up the socks, listen to the turnaround. I should pick up the socks and just do it. Stay in the flow that's effortless and unending. Pick them up until you love it because it's your truth. And know that the only important house to clean is your mind. There's no peace in the world until you find peace within yourself in this moment, just in the moment. Live these turnarounds if you want to be free. That's what Jesus did. That's what the Buddha did. That's what all the famous great ones have done, and all the unknown great ones, like you, who are just living it in their homes and communities, happily and in peace.
Can I share something?
Yeah, Leela.
So there's currently a trash tug of war happening in my house. And when you said you should pick up the socks, and I was like, but I was planning to never pick up that trash. But I'm pretty sure I'm now going to go pick up the trash. I'm throwing a tantrum inside about it, but I'm going to go pick up the trash.
Yes,
Thank you.
I love that. And throws tantrum. Yes. And we'll just, notice like the tantrum too. And like, okay, even that's there. Like that's okay too. You know, I'm a human being, not doing it wrong. Not doing it wrong. Any thought I'm having is not like, oh, that's a bad thought. No, I'm not doing it wrong. Thoughts just come. Did I even create the thought showing up? No. I was just being human. And look what kind of person you are. You're interested and willing in questioning whatever shows up. How wonderful is that? All right. Well, have fun cleaning your minds. This was a fun clean your mind moment. I love it. And we'll see you all next time.
Thank you.
Lots of love, everybody.
Thanks, Grace.
Yeah, thank you.